Techno update. Subscribe now.
Oppo F5 review. Oppo F5 design. However, the Oppo F5 is one of the first more affordable phones to barely have any screen surround at all. There's no room for a front finger scanner or soft keys, and although pricier phones go ever further, its new look for what is a relatively inexpensive phone. It also makes the Oppo F5 easy to handle given the size of its screen, 6 in, although that figure is only so high because the display is ultra-wide. This isn't an ultra-premium design either. Despite the cutting-edge look, the back looks like aluminium but is actually plastic. I'll admit for a while I thought it was metal, just one of those metal phones that feels a bit rubbish, like the LG G5. Still, for plastic it feels great. Oppo F5 screen. Aside from being unusually long, the Oppo F5 screen is a classic mid-range fodder in its specs. It's an IPS LCD with 1080p resolution, stretched out to 2160 pixel height thanks to its shape. There's also no control over the color, or any other element of the screen's look. It's not bad, but the tuning could be better. That said, the 6-inch screen size is great for gaming and there's just enough space to the top and bottom of the screen to rest your thumbs when playing a landscape title. The aspect ratio is also great for movies, leaving smaller black bars when you watch a cinema-style 235 flick. Slim surround screens, we're on board. The screen also has excellent viewing angles, telling us the panel is high quality. Oppo F5 software. It might take you a while to get used to Oppo's take on Android. It's an interface without an apps menu, called ColorOS, reducing Android to a flat series of home screens. This means you'll have to start organizing your apps into folders if you want to avoid having to flick between too many pages. Oppo F5 cameras. As promised, the Oppo F5 selfie camera is alarmingly good, with fantastic detail rendering even the moody indoors lighting. It has a mammoth 20-megapixel sensor on the front, higher than the one on the back. This must be one of the only phones that lets you use a depth effect on the front camera, but not the back one. It's not as good as the best dual-camera depth modes, but does work well. There's also a beauty AI mode that smooths out your crinkles, makes you look a bit less tired. It also avoids the bizarre eye widening and cheekbone chiseling of some other beauty modes. The rear camera is more familiar, offering decent performance in most areas with a couple of caveats. Autofocus is the big one. The Oppo F5's focusing is borderline broken in certain situations, refusing to register when a shot requires distant infinity focus, making the entire image blurry. Image quality is good, with the usual limitations of a camera sensor that isn't massive but has loads of pixels, 16 million of them. Detail capture is great in daylight, color is well saturated, and aside from the focusing issue the camera is quick and fun to use. The Auto HDR mode is also effective, if a little unsubtle. Despite waving around a lot of pixels, both the front and rear cameras top out at 1080p video recording.